Hello everyone and welcome to another making of a Bubblegummonster. I just want to quickly check that you can hear me so that if there are any problems I can sort them out now. And then we'll get going. Cool. Okay. Hang on a sec. Let's get going then. Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to another Monday, which means another making of a Bubblegummonster. Now, we were going to do a quiz, but we're still working on some of the questions because we want to make them as tricky and as fun as possible. So that will be next week. But right now, I thought we'd get on with the Bubblegummonster for this week, or which would have been next week. And that is, I think, how do you pronounce it? Baldi or Baldi? Is it? It could be Baldi because it's got no hair, or it could be Baldi. I'm not sure. I've actually just done a tiny little bit of research on this. I didn't know anything about this, but apparently it was a game back in, or I don't even know if it was actually a game, but it's based on the sort of games back in the sort of early 2000s or late 90s, which were really badly done, but like educational games. And it actually looks like a really cool idea. So someone's done a kind of horror maths-based game on it, where you have to answer you have to get 7 notebooks or something, and you have to answer maths questions to get them. But if you get them wrong, then you get Baldi or Baldi or whatever his name is after you. So it is Baldi. Okay, thank you, Cortex. Although some people say, oh no, some people just saying Baldi. Yeah, so Baldi. Okay, cool. So Baldi from Baldi. I thought, what was the full name of the game? Baldi something or other. But anyway, that is what we will be making today. Now, I have to say, it's not the most complicated character that I've made. It's definitely not one of the old Pennywise kind of details there. So, as a 3D print, I'm not sure how well it's going to come out. But talking about 3D printers, I've ordered a 3D printer. It came today, so over the next week I will be trying to print up some of the things that we've made over the last 6 months or so. Things like Sonic, which is another really cool one. Krampus would be a cool one to make. So a lot of different ones to make. Also, this printer can print really big, so it'd be really cool to see some of these characters and make some really big ones. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I did actually order one of the. I've ordered 2 3D printers. The reason why is I ordered one from one website, which I think has turned out to be a what do you call it, like a con. I don't think it's a real site. So basically, I'm going to have to try and get my money back. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. So the next one I bought was through Amazon. We shall see what happens. Hopefully, I'll get my money back. So, without further, let's have a quick hello to everyone. Let's just see what's going on. Peter, it's been a while. How are you, King Zombie? Oh, King Zombie, yeah, has been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, a long time ago. Baldi Basics and Educational and Learning. That's it, Adrian. Well done. I played this game before, says Amy. Is it any good? I wouldn't mind actually trying this out. Trying to do like a short like sketch on it or something like that. It'd be quite fun to do. So I might play the game and see how that goes. Have you heard about Creality Ender 3? If so, what do you think about it? Well, funny enough, Victor, this is about the 3D printing. It is a Creality. It's not Creality Ender 3. It's a Creality CR10, which prints really big. So it's kind of very similar. And yeah, I have heard of the Ender 3 as well. Yes, Peter is I like it. Yeah, early 40s, unfortunately. Not the wrong side of 40 yet. Can I comment on my other channel? Blah, 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 blah. Hi there. Can I just? What did I miss? You haven't missed anything, Captain Red. Anything at all? Now, also before I get started on Baldi, you might notice there's a stormtrooper up in the corner or centre there. That is from our gallery, which is every 2 weeks on a Friday at 6:30. And our last winner was Spring Holic, I believe that is, who did this awesome stormtrooper playing the guitar, which I'm sure they do after a battle they decided to strum some stuff out. So if you enter the gallery, it's very easy to do. In fact, Rebecca, I'm sure, will be posting up how to do it in a minute on the stream. But to do it, all you have to do is to email at bubblegummonsters@gmail.com with gallery in the title, preferably in big capitals, then your art piece and also your name, your proper name. Because if you don't want to have your proper name post up, then your first name and just your initial at the end. But the reason for this is because I think that some of the voting was becoming a little bit unbalanced, because some people had some really cool YouTube names, like something to do with Five Nights at Freddy's or something like that, and so people just almost like being really lazy, not looking at the artwork and just voting on the name, which we don't want, obviously, because it's about your talent and not about your name. So if you can just have your name, I mean, it may happen that someone's just got an awesome name. I used to know someone called Steve Rocket, which I thought was a cool name. So it might just be that people will just vote on the fact that you've got a brilliant name, which would be great for you. Be even better if you're talented as well. So anyway, you can send them into the gallery, and then every 2 weeks on a Friday at 6:30 Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, that's British time, post up. I will do a gallery, and it will show up all of your artwork. We set 5 each time. And then you guys get to vote on the community of your favourite one, and if it's the favourite one for that week, it gets up onto the stream here, so it gets shown to all the people that watch the stream. Amy Baker, this is a boring. Sorry, Amy. Yes, I'm waffling at the moment. We'll be making Baldi in a moment. I know I'm not the most entertaining person. I love Springtrap behind you. Yeah, he's quite cool. So anyway, Amy's made a point. It's getting boring with me waffling. So what I will do now, I've got all the sort of boring stuff out of the way. We will now create Baldi. So Baldi obviously is quite a simple character, and I use a 3D package called ZBrush. Let me go back to switching over to the right screen, which will be this one here. Switch. Here we go. So this is, I know a lot of you guys are already familiar with ZBrush or ZBrush, or me using ZBrush anyway. But for those that don't know it, it is a sculpting package where you sculpt whatever you want, really, whatever your imagination can think of. I'm just trying to find where my chat's gone, so I'm just moving you all around. Here we go. I can just see you here. Right, so. And what I usually do with these characters, I usually start with their head. And then also, actually worth mentioning, which I haven't got an image of, but I should show you, or if you want to go to the main page on the YouTube channel, on Bubblegummonsters main page, at the top there is where the name is of Bubblegummonsters, that you'll notice all the little Bubblegum monsters around it. You can win your own Bubblegummonster that will feature on there with your name on. So at the moment, I'm not sure who's on there at the moment, but someone's on there at the moment, and they won. I think it was Bellora from FNAF as a Bubblegummonster. So someone will win. I'll do a question later on in about sort of 40 minutes or so. So stick around, because we'll be doing a quiz question, which then whoever answers it correctly first of all will win their own bubblegum version of Baldi, which will end up on the homepage of the channel, and also a signed copy. So, right, what am I doing? Oh yes, I'm going to start with a cylinder. The thing is, his head is basically a cylinder. Oh, and also worth mentioning, while I'm just making his head, Rebecca Pearson, you may notice, is a moderator on the chat. So please obey her rules, which are basically no caps, no shouting, because that's basically no shouting, unless it's something like, I don't know, something that has to be in a capital, like a name or something. But generally, no shouting, no swearing, no being abusive, because this is a friendly place where everyone tries to get on and be nice to each other, and that's the idea. So if you disobey any of those rules, you will tend to be sort of put on the naughty step for a few minutes. And she's quite strict as well. She's like the strict teacher at school, so don't mess with her. Okay, so his head isn't quite round. It's like a slight egg shape. It's a really odd character. But anyway, so there we go. That's his head done. All I've got to do now is do his neck. So what I do here, which I've done 1,000 times before for you guys, you've seen it, where it's now gone darker. This is greyed out, which means I can't affect that bit, because it says it here. Oh, actually no, it doesn't. It's a mask anyway, which allows me to now just move the bit which is lighter, which is this bit here. So if I now move this, There you go. See, that's his neck. I might make it a little bit, his neck a little bit smaller. There we go. Or a little bit thinner. So that's his neck now. And then I've got, this is such an easy character. So all I've got to do now is make his eyes, which I will be doing in a sec. If I go, just blend all this in a bit neater. Okay, there we go. So next is his eyes. So this is, I mean, this is really the process of making 3D characters. A lot of studios use this. So a lot of your game characters that you like, things like Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, all those sort of like big detailed characters, they all start off usually in a modelling package like this. ZBrush is quite a popular one to use, and I would recommend it. But if you haven't got any money, which I know a lot of you guys are quite young, so obviously you're not going to be able to spend all your pocket money on some of these packages because they are quite expensive. But one thing I would recommend is going to the site, which I'm sure Rebecca's going to now post up, because it's called pixelogic.com. If you go there, you can then download a piece of software that they also do called Sculptris, which is totally free. It's for the Mac and the PC, so either of them will work, and it's a really good sculpting tool. So if you like making artwork and you like sculpting, and you like computers, then it's the ideal thing to use. Okay, so here we go. We're going to add his eyeball now to this. Get that back in. He's got huge eyes at the moment, so let's append that. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want that one. So this is going to be one of his eyes, and then what we can do is we can just mirror this one to another eye. Again, his eyes, I don't. Yeah, we'll keep them a sphere. I'm not sure if they are spheres or not. They're kind of like look a bit oval, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's just because they're sunk into his head in a strange way. But I mean, this was really cutting edge 3D back in sort of like 1995 or something. This would be like the best you could get on a game. In fact, I remember like some of the games that came out then, when the 3D was sort of first introduced into games. It was just like, wow, that's amazing. In fact, one of the first 3D games that I ever owned, which you guys probably won't remember, was called Star Fox on the Nintendo, and it used a special chip in the cartridge to make the 3D graphics. That kind of gives you a clue of how old I am, because that was in 1994, I think that was. Star Fox. There was another 3D. Oh, yeah, it was a 3D stunt driver game as well, which was quite cool. But that was very similar to the graphics that we're seeing here with Baldi. Really, really basic. So there we go. There's one eye, and while we're at it, might as well make his pupil like that. So yeah, I think it'd be cool to know what you guys' experiences are with the game, because like I say, it might be fun to do like a sort of silly sketch on it or something, because it does look like a sort of quite a fun thing to do. I'm just going to mould his pupil a little bit around his eyeball. Like this, because like I said, this is a sculpting package, so it's really quite cool because you can just move things around, whereas traditional 3D packages was all using what's called the gizmo, which is this thing with the arrows, so it was all very sort of more mechanical, whereas nowadays everything's a lot more organic, like really like modelling like a piece of clay, which I much prefer. I remember when I first got into 3D and I thought it was like this, where you could just sculpt things and move things around, and then I was sort of deeply disappointed in the fact that you had to sort of really move things around in a mechanical way. You couldn't really be that artistic with it. So I'm going to duplicate that and mirror it across to the other side. There we go. And actually move his pupils a little bit, so let's just merge these down. So unfortunately I can't see the chat because I'm too busy modelling stuff, so I will rely on the skills of Rebecca to hopefully answer all or any of the questions that you've got. But what I will do is, every time I complete like a limb or a body part, I will try to then chat to you guys a little bit and see what's going on. So again, I'm going to add another sphere, because it's always good to start with spheres. Spheres and cubes are always good to start with, real basic primitives. Always start basic with this stuff and then build up the details as you go along. So this is going to be his nose. We can see here. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know how many of you guys are fans of Baldi, because I think it's quite a new thing. From what I read, it looked like it was like something that was it sort of came about in a couple of months ago, around sort of March time. So this is going to be his nose. He's got quite a big nose, but quite thin. Goes quite thin at the top here, like that kind of thing. More like a bit of a pear drop nose, or raindrop, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what it looks like from the side. Don't seem to have any side images of him, but I'd imagine something like that. And then he's got this horrific mouth, which is just like a rubber band or something. Let me just, I've got some reference over here. Yeah, it's just like a, I don't know, like the top of a purse or something. It's really weird. Let's just make his nose a little bit bigger. Okay, that'll do. And to do his mouth, I think what I might try is just something like this tool here, where you can just draw like a tube, because it is just like a tube mouth, kind of like that. I have no idea what this could come out like. It's about right. And let's just move that so it joins together. There we go. God, you'd be really unfortunate if you actually look like that in real life, wouldn't you? Okay. At least he's happy. Can't forget his eyebrows either. I think maybe his nose is actually a little bit too big, but we'll get back to that. And that's the good thing about computers, isn't it? You can just keep going back and forth. You don't have to sort of, it's not like when you draw something and it's like, oh no, I've mucked that up, I've got to rub it all out and start again. You can just sort of undo or just change things around a bit. But yeah, that'll do for now. So let's Dynamesh that. Dynamesh, in case, well, in fact, a lot of you probably won't know what that is. It just basically makes it into a sort of more clay-like model, so you can sort of manipulate it easier. How do I get out of this tool? I need to get out of that first. There you go. So I'm just gonna, yeah, make his the shape of his lip. I can't speak at the moment. The shape of his lips a little bit more correct. Why won't that make it Dynamesh? Oh, is it because of that? Yeah. There we go. And I'm sticking out a little bit more. There's a good brush here as well where you can inflate stuff. Inflate. Here we go. And yeah, they're a bit closer together as well. So again, what I'm going to do is mask the top of this bit here, and then it means I can move this bit around a bit easier. Hello. Does he actually speak as well? Does he actually have a voice? Right, inflate. It's a bit like a Mr. Potato Head. Okay, so I'm just going to make his nose a little bit smaller. It's a little bit big. That sort of size. Maybe just move it up a little bit as well. Make it a bit thinner. Yeah, that'll do. And then he's got these really tiny eyebrows. So we'll draw them out now. Let's use that same tool that I used for the lips and just draw out a really small, thin eyebrow. like that. Can't see it at the moment. In fact, I don't know why it's not coming out on top of his eyebrow. On top of his head, but anyway. Yeah, it's kind of looking a bit mean there. Sad. I don't know why it's not. It should follow the contour of what you're drawing on, but for some reason it's not doing that. That'll do. And then what I'll do is I'll just move it around a bit. Like that, because they're really thin. I mean, these are too thick as they are. What we'll do is we'll just change the size of this red circular thing. You can change it. This is the brush size, so how big this is how big your brush is. So I'll make it really small and then tap on that. And oh, it didn't work. It's meant to make it smaller. I think it's because I've been moving it around. But it doesn't matter. That's fine. What I'll do is I'll just make it smaller by... Actually, maybe I need to go back into here. That's it. Okay, let's try again. Yeah. So that's made it smaller. And then let's say, yep, that'll do. And then let's put the eyebrows into place by just moving them around. Like so. Like that. Very weird shape they've gone into. It's a bit tricky actually, because you're meant to, like I say, be able to draw them out and they just follow this shape. But having to move them around is actually a bit more trickier than what I'd like. Let's inflate that. And just thin it out again. I'm just trying to smooth it out a bit because he's, like I say, he got really thin eyebrows. Let's try dynameshing it. Like that. Move that down. That's not ideal. Don't know why it's not. Let me simplify that a bit more. Let's try that. That should help. I've just split his eyebrow out separately from his head because it was all part of the same thing at one point. So if I try that now, it might help. Oh. Just trying to change the resolution so there's not as much detail in his eyebrows, but enough that I can still move it around. That might help. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's the most simple object on him and it's taken the longest to do. But there you go. That's sometimes where you go spend ages doing one thing and it's really simple and no one's ever really going to notice. But I think it's important. I think it's important to spend time on stuff and get it correct, because if you're not happy with it, you're always going to notice it, even if no one else does. Anyway, that'll do for now. And he's got like a weird bit of hair sticking out as well. So let's try that weird bit of hair. Use that tool again. And then I'll switch back over and we'll just take some questions. That's a massive, massive strand of hair. I guess he's got more than one. Let's go with... I'm going to just make up stuff as well because I don't really know how much hair he's got, because every single image I've got of him seems to be completely different. Yeah, that's about right. There we go. There's his head. Oh, I better save it. Don't want to lose that. Right, let's save as Baldi. Okay, let's have a look at questions. What we got? We have got Amy Baker. If you're bored, then watch something. Oh, Amy, are you still here? Oh, actually, let me just switch it. I can't believe Amy's still here. Is she still saying she's so bored? Yeah, Amy, I would suggest if you're bored, then it's probably not for you. You probably don't want to watch making models and things like that. You might want to watch, I don't know, PewDiePie or something like that. Question: on your original Bubblegum Monster, you made the bubblegum dripping like it was melting. Why did you stop? That's a good question, Captain Red. The reason why I've stopped making them, so yeah, originally the idea was they made a bubblegum, so bubblegum would sort of melt a bit. Because we started 3D printing them, it became impractical because the 3D prints wouldn't be able to print the really fine drip effect. So then that was stopped, so that it could kind of just at least print them and make them look like they should. So I don't. You only had one. I don't know. Yeah, is it meant to be one piece of hair? I'm not sure. Roblox. Yeah, I'm not sure. So he's not going to be with us anymore. I don't know what that's in referring to. Hi, huge fan. Thank you, Gaming Ninja. Oh, another thing worth mentioning while I'm having a little break from this is that there will be hopefully tomorrow. I can't promise. Maybe Wednesday, but I'm trying for tomorrow. There'll be another FNAF vs Kids where you can see them battling Bonnie here. So that will be coming out soon. It's also worth mentioning, if you do like Bubblegummonsters and you do want to see sort of more stuff, then support us via the shop where we have. Let me just switch over here. We have lots of stuff you can wear. Or you can also have bags to put stuff in. So if you've got lots of stuff for school that you want to put in bags, then you can use them. And there's also some other bits and pieces like, if you want a teddy, want to go to bed with a Bubblegummonster teddy, there you go, you can get a teddy there. And just a lot of variety of stuff in the shop, where I think Rebecca will now post up a link, hopefully, because Rebecca's really on the ball. So I'm sure even before I go back to your questions, there you go, phone cases as well. I don't even know what's on the shop, but there's lots of stuff there. Let's go back to me for a second, and I'll just go back to the questions. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I've got so many windows open. I'm trying to find where I've put you lot. Where's the... Oh, there you are. Yeah, there you go. So she's put the merchandise up. I don't know how to pronounce your... Is that Tia? I'm not sure. I'm a fan, thank you. Tia Tyre. Ooh, Teddy. Yes, you can get a Teddy. Clown Vlogs, good to see you. Are you going to make a movie with Bubblegummonsters logo? That would be awesome. What, like it come to life or something? That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe like the Blob. It just comes on and starts eating things. I have got plans for some new characters that I think you guys would like, but it's on the horizon. It's not anywhere near done yet. But it's something that I'd like to do soon, and it might become a game as well. So anyway, right, let me get back on it. Where are we? Main screen, new on that one. ZBrush. Okay, so here we go. We've done his head, and now we will go do his body. So his body is, again, not the most complicated thing. It's basically what looks like a cylinder. So what better way to start his body than with a cylinder? So here we go. It's quite long. I think this is why Five Nights at... I've said this before, but I think this is why Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy and the Ink Machine, these sort of things have become so popular, because if these were real, if they were, if this character came into your bedroom at night, you would just freak out. I would definitely freak out if I saw that thing at the end of my bed. And it's just the most simplest of characters, but they are quite terrifying when you really look at them. Right, so there you go. This is, actually, what I'll do it like this. It's a cylinder again, but it's just a bit more, even more simple. It's an even more simple cylinder, because I think it needs to be as simple as possible. So I'm just going to scale that up, like that. So that's about the length of his body. In fact, I did say I was going to put up a reference of him while I was working on stuff, so you could kind of see what I was trying to get at with this stuff. I forgot to do it, sorry guys. Next time I will do it. Let's go Z modeler, and this way we can bevel stuff. He's got like a little bevel. They really pushed the boat out with his body in detail here. They even added a little bevel on the top. I'm going to put one at the bottom there as well. So there you go, there's his body. That was difficult, wasn't it? Let's now do his arms. So again, I'm going to start with a cylinder, and we're just going to make that into some arms. In fact, let's put his head on, sorry, his body onto his head first of all, so we know where we're going with it. So stick his body on, like so. Rotate it around. There we go. Probably a little bit too big. So let's try that. If you can hear lots of dogs and birds and stuff, it's because I've got the window open because it's so hot today. I needed to keep the window open. Yeah, there we go. That's his body. Let's smooth it out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to add another edge in. Here. Oh. So insert an edge, which we go by doing this. Just put a couple of edges in there. And this basically, when I go to smooth it, it keeps it, I think I've said this before, it sort of holds its shape a little bit more. So there you go, you can sort of see it's held its cylinder shape a little bit more. Right, arms. Okay, so we're going to start again with a cylinder. Well, I say start with a cylinder, it basically is a cylinder. That is what he is. Yeah, that's what I want. Why is that not? Oh, I know why. Right. Create a cylinder like that. That's going to be his top arm, his upper arm. Rotate that round. Like so. There you go, there's one part of his arm, and then I'm going to keep this really simple and just actually what I do is I'll make it's a whole arm here like this, so that's the whole length of his arm. But then what we'll do is we'll add a little edge in it so that we can bend it for his elbow. So here we can see each of these individual shapes here. These are called polygons. If I go there like that, these different lines here, these are all each polygon. So this has got about, I don't know, 16 polygons making up the cylinder. And what we can do is we can go in and we can make a couple more by just cutting it in half like this. And then what that will allow us to do is, if I now go and mask that bit off. So I don't even remember earlier, masking stuff means that it won't get affected, but I can now bend that. So as you can see, he's now got his elbow there, or that will be his elbow, and that's his upper arm. Let's move that up. Oh, just rotate that around like that. Move that up a bit, make it a bit longer. So there you go, there's his arms. Oh, I'll bevel the top as well. So he's got a little bit more detail. Again, add another edge. Oh. And then I'll bevel that there. There you go. Super detailed. Insert. Get a few more edges in. There we go. One arm. And again, we can just mirror that so it's not too much of a problem to make a second one. Just gonna make another edge there. There we go. And then I'm going to add that to his body. So where's his body gone? And his head. There we go. Let's just apply that. And append his arm. If I can find it. Where's it gone? Sorry. Just trying to find where his arm's gone. what I want. Looks like his arm's massive. Scale it down. Or is it tiny? I'm trying to think where he's gone. If I hide that, there he is. Yeah, his arm's massive. So I need to scale it right down. If I can. Why is that not scaling down? Oh, sorry, I'm doing it wrong. I was doing his body by mistake. Scale his arm down might help. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Took ages to get there. But hopefully that's back to normal. There's his body. And then there's his arm. Make it a little bit smaller. It's one arm. Can you imagine actually being like that? Actually having that body. Duplicate mirror. So we're going to mirror that across. Oh. Oh. It's just telling me I need to freeze it because it's got lots of subdivisions in it. So it's made up of lots of different levels. So I need to delete all the different ones, so it's just got one level. So there you go, you can see there's lots of little polygons in there now. And then I mirror that one across. So mirror, mirror, mirror. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of right. Right, let's quickly go back to questions. So I've got to do his hands and his feet and his legs, and then he's done. So quickly go back to questions if I can find where I am. Bye bye T Mandel, thanks for joining us. Baldi is here, a normal person. Yes, nearly here. He's getting there with his legs. Oh, let me switch over to music. And have I missed anything? No, I don't think so. The real Michael Jackson is in the chat. Is he? God, that'd be spooky if he's come back. I'm sorry, but I forgot. When does the gallery come? So, Capture Red, the gallery isn't this Friday, it's next Friday. I've been watching this for 10 million hours. Wow. Don't forget to save, says Rebecca. Yes, you're right, Rebecca. Okay, let's go back and we'll save it. Okay, because we want to get on and finish him. Save. Save as. And then what we'll do is we'll do his legs. No, in fact, let's do his hands, get them out of the way. I'm going to do a slightly different technique here. I'm going to use a box. So let's go back to here and let's just change this to a box. And what we're going to do is, I mean, I can't even, his hands are just like, just sausages. They're just, I don't even know what they are. But let's, yeah, start with a cube. Why can't I see that cube? Okay, we'll go here then. Let's start with a cube. Try and do a cube. I don't know what's going on. Why is that not showing up? Frame that. I don't know why I can't see my cube. Right. Did I go back? Sorry guys, did I go back to... Yeah, I did. I was just checking that you guys could see that. Okay, this is weird. I don't know why I can't see a cube. Okay, we'll start with a sphere then. I don't know why the cube's not working. But we'll make that into his hands. So what we'll do is they're kind of squidged, like that sort of shape. And then, I mean, they're really basic. Kind of like that. And then what I'm going to do is add a cylinder. Oh. I tell you what, I think Rebecca was right for me to save because I think it's just frozen out. It's just crashed. God, that was lucky, wasn't it, Rebecca? I think you had the right idea there. Yeah, it's not working for some reason. So I'm going to have to quit out and start it up again. Come on. Nah, it's not working. Okay, that's totally crashed. Let me go back to me while I'm starting that up. Yeah, don't know what happened there, but I'll tell you what, Rebecca, it was really, really lucky that you told me that, because I wouldn't have saved and then we'd have lost loads. So luckily, we've only lost a hand, which is a good thing, because that's quite simple. Okay, let's go back, open that up. Open. See where we got. Yeah, so we've got everything we need, apart from the hand. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, it was really weird. Like that. Let's go back to the screen. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Right, so this is the hand we were making. Scale that down. And move it about a bit to make the shape of the sort of palm of it. This is going to be the palm of his hand. Like that. And then I'm going to go and make another, like I say, a cylinder. In fact, what I could probably do is, yeah, actually what I could do is just use his arm as a hand. And that sounds really weird, but bear with me. If I just whack that in there, this will now be his fingers, okay? Or one of his fingers. We'll start with one finger, and then what we'll do is we'll duplicate them. In fact, what we'll do as well is we'll keep, because I think on the game, or on the version I can see, it looks like his hands are just literally a cylinder, but we'll make out that he's got some sort of knuckle or a bendability in his hands or in his fingers. So there we go, that's one finger, and then we'll just put that, kind of rotate it around there, and we're going to make another finger by just duplicating that one and just extend it out a little bit like that, and then we'll make another finger. At least my Baldi can actually sort of use his hands in that he can grip stuff, whereas that one, he's just got these straight fingers. Be stuffed if he wanted to pick something up. There we go, and I guess he's got a thumb as well, kind of. That will do. That could be his thumb. Like that. Let's make his palm a little bit smaller. That is one creepy ass hand, isn't it? Right. Mix them together, blend them together, so that it's one thing, because at the moment they're all separate. So merge that down. I think that's right. Yeah, merge visible. Okay, and we're going to stick that now onto his body. I can find the rest of his body. Where is it? It's one of these. I don't know where it's all gone. Here it is. Add that to that. He's got a hand for his. It looks quite cool actually. A handy head. Move that round. Place it in position there. And there's his hands. They're a bit bigger than that actually. Creepy big, like Slender Man hands. There we go. Maybe a little bit too big. And I'll just duplicate that like the other one and mirror it. And then, like Rebecca said, I'll save it because we did just have a crash, so it's good to keep saving stuff. Okay, and then so now we just need to do his legs. And his legs, he hasn't even got knees, poor little bloke. Can't even walk properly. I assume this thing is anime. Like I say, I haven't actually seen the game. I've only seen. I've made his hands a little bit too big actually. But how does he walk properly? I'd love to see that. Does he actually walk in the game? Let's make that all. I'm going to make it all a little bit bigger before I do his legs and just merge these bits down. What I'm doing is I'm just merging his head and his eyes and everything together so that I can then scale them up. So now I can scale it all as one thing, like that. Oh, I don't want. Oh yeah, that's fine. And then yeah, so I'm now going to go to cylinder again, and I'm going to make that. In fact, I could just use that as a. That is his legs, isn't it? That is it. He doesn't even have a bend in his legs. So what we'll do is we'll just go back to the body. Body, where are you? Where's the body gone? I keep losing it. Oh, there it is. And then we're going to append that to his body. His whole leg going through his face at the moment. I don't know how long his legs are, because I don't think. Let me just have a look. He walks in VR chat. So I'm just looking at your comments. Need real animation of the FNAF and Baldi basic. Yeah, I think. Well, I say it's a good idea to do a Baldi. I think as an animation, real life Baldi. That would be quite creepy. Just have him coming into your room at night. Yeah, creepy, horrible, strange creature thing. Sorry, I'm looking for my windows all over the place here. Okay, let me just find. See, is there any with his legs? There's loads of like fan. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Let me just have a look at this one. Can I just drag that out? Oh, good. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, maybe he has got like. He might just have a little bit of a bend in his legs. But they're. Yeah, he's kind of lanky. Kind of that sort of length his legs, I think. Go with that. That seems about right. And then what we'll do is we'll just bend his legs a little bit by rotating them back like that. Just move it down a bit like that. And just rotate that like that. Yeah, that's creepy. And then he's just, I don't even know what's going on with his feet, but they just look to me like kind of half cylinders or something. So we'll just do that. We'll just do a half cylinder. I'm still not doing it. I'm going to save that again because the last time I tried to do that, that's when it crashed. I'm trying to draw a cylinder here. It's not having it for some reason. I don't know why. Where are we? Where's the rest of his body gone? Oh, is that it? There he is. Okay. Let me just draw out a half cylinder on here. Move that down. It's actually hidden in his head at the moment, I think. There you go. So this is going to be his feet. Kind of like that, I think. I don't know for sure. But I imagine with the basic graphics that they were trying to emulate, that is what you'd have had to have done back in the day. You'd have just used spheres, because you wouldn't really have been able to make unique shapes. So I'm guessing that is what his feet are like. But what we'll do is, because if we're going to do a 3D print of him as well, we'd probably want him to stand up. Though I would probably put him on a stand. But what we'll do is we'll just make the bottom of his foot flat, so that if we can stand him up like that, he's got a flat foot then. Yeah. So what we'll do is we've got this brush here which basically just clips off stuff. So clip curve it's called, and then that way I can just do this There you go. And there is his foot and his leg. So we merge them together. Merge down. And we mirror that. We'll duplicate it, then mirror it to the other side. If I can find where I'm looking at. Mirror. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Why can't I find you? Oh, there it is. And then maybe, yeah, maybe they need to be a bit wider apart. I don't think his body's wide enough actually. Let's just make his body a bit wider. And we can make his hands and his arms a little bit wider. I just merge them together. So that one goes to that one. Go there. Yeah, just merge that down. Move that out a bit more. And then do the same to this one. Merge that down. Move that out a bit more. And I can make his body a bit wider. Okay guys, can you hear me now? I think I've got it working. I hope so. Give me a yay if you can, and if you can't, I guess then I will start a new stream. But let me check on what everyone's saying. Okay, awesome. Right, okay, I'm gonna go back. Let me go back. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It was so weird. The internet just died, and it's lucky I didn't. I don't even know how far I got. Did I get to the question thing? Reading out the question thing for you guys. Yeah, really weird. The internet just died, and luckily I checked just to see what you guys were saying, because I would have just gone ahead with all the questions and everything, and you wouldn't even have noticed. Right, sorry, it's really annoying. I keep losing where my windows are. So where's my chat gone now? Okay, you guys are there. Let me just pop you out. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're back. I think we probably lost a lot of people there because everyone thought it was over. I might just let's just have a little quick chat. I've got a few minutes. So let's just have a quick chat and see if people come back in. Just to be fair, so we've got this question. So if I don't know, we didn't get to the question. No, we didn't. But I guess we explained the whole thing with the question, right? Before it cut out. Firefox YouTube ending. There you go. There's your name. But I don't usually do the shout outs on here. If you want to shout out, you have to put it into the gallery. The gallery is every other Friday, which will be not this Friday, but the next Friday. If you want to shout out, go to the last gallery and in the comments say I want to shout out, and you get a proper one then. So, okay, I guess still can't hear you, says Sinister Bonnie. So, can everyone hear me, or is it just Sinister Bonnie that can't hear me? I should be, the audio graph things are going, so they should be able to hear me. Let me know if it is just Sinister Bonnie. If it's glitchy, refresh the page. I can. Okay, so yeah, most people can hear. So we'll just let Sinister Bonnie refresh their page to give them a chance to do this question here. So what is this question, just in case you've just joined us? Basically, this is like Family Fortunes or Family Feuds, whereby I ask a question, which could be something like, what do most people use their phone for? Which is a bit weird nowadays, isn't it? Because it should be to phone people, but like some people actually use Instagram and things like that. And then like whatever the top answer is the winner. So that isn't this question on this card. This is a completely different question. But if you get the top answer to what it is, and you answer first on here, you get to win Baldi, and he will appear on the banner with your name on it, and also you'll get a signed copy of the final render of Baldi, which will be a bubblegum version of it. So Sinister Bonnie still can't hear. I'm sorry, Sinister, I can't really help you. But what I can do, okay, I know what I'll do. For people, just in case there is anyone that can't hear, I will type in what the question is here. So as I say it, I will print it as well. Although he probably doesn't know that I'm saying this at the moment because he can't hear. So, but I'll put it in here as well. Okay. And as I say this, I'll press return. It'll come up on the chat as well, so you'll be able to see it. Okay, so here we go. We all ready. Basically tough if you're not, because I'm going to do it now anyway. Right. So the question is, name something gorillas do all day. Okay. So that is, name something gorillas do all day. It's a really weird question, but anyway. And let's see. Oh, can't believe how quick that was. But Captain Red came in there straight away. With the correct answer. And now we're getting quite a few. Yep. The correct answer is eat. Why isn't it focusing? Focus. Okay, you can see that, right? You can see that. Oh, I know it's not focused because I haven't got it on autofocus. But you can see that's eat. It's definitely eat. Okay. Hit chest is a good one, actually. But it's eat, which is quite boring, really. But I suppose, you know, all animals have got to eat. But there you go. So, Captain Red, well done. You have won your signed copy of Baldi. And also, you get to have your name up in the banner with the bubblegum version of Baldi. So there we go. So next Monday is going to be a quiz again, and I thought we might do it a little bit different. Maybe we'd do it like the whole theme of the Baldi thing, with the kind of like, yeah, if you don't get all the questions right, he comes after you. That'd be quite cool, because we've done a few FNAF ones, but let's try maybe a Baldi themed one. So the FNAF one was the battery ran out. If you didn't get the questions all right before the battery ran out, then Golden Freddy got you. So maybe we'll do it, if you don't get all the questions right, Baldi comes after you, and I don't know what he does. Something very inappropriate, probably. So tomorrow, like I say, tomorrow Wednesday will be the real FNAF versus Kids coming out, and then next Monday will be the quiz. And that's that. That's all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about all the glitches with the crash on the creating the Baldi, and then obviously with the internet losing that wasn't good either. But next time, hopefully, it'll be a little bit more smoother than today. But until then, have a great week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye bye.